Aloha, everyone. Welcome to the Caring Caregiver Show. I'm your host, Savi, the founder of Give Me a Break, which is a nonprofit organization that's caring for caregivers. It's our job to bring back the joy of caregiving and help you to survive. Yes, that's right, caregivers. You all need to survive because you know the risk. And if you watch the show, you know how much you're at high risk. Caregiver burnout is real. We don't want to mess around with it. We need to find ways to practice wellness in moments, and you can do that. We've got a lot of presentations for that on our website, as well as ways to practice mindful moments. Now, currently, our website is down, so I'm making this big announcement live right now, and we're working on it thanks to the most amazing IT person in the whole world, who I love dearly. And so that's being worked on, but our website is down. So if you don't get on, don't worry. We're fixing it. It's going to be back up shortly, and you can check out all the wonderful things that are there. And if you really want to give me time to do some updates, you can wait till tomorrow. That gives me at least 24 hours to get it all together for everybody. But there's a lot of information on that website. And of course, we could use your support in many things. If you're scrolling around and checking out our website, please click the tab, Be an Advocate, and see how you can help support the bill that we're currently trying to get everybody to help us with. And I've talked about that, but you can read all about it on the website. You know, I know how hard it is to be a caregiver. It's really frustrating, and we also lose income. So this one's about trying to help you get paid. And so help us out, support us with that. And of course, you know, we offer you a break look at how smooth I did that this week. We offer you a break every week at our support sessions. Our support sessions are very convenient. They're online. You don't have to even leave the home. And you can do it on your phone with some earbuds. You're welcome to join us. They don't cost you a cent. And it's really just connecting you with your community of caregivers and putting you in a safe space where you can learn, share, and practice those mindful moments and learn how. Okay, so we're here for you every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. And just go on Zoom and just type in meeting ID 808-754-3787. That's right here. There we go. Right down on the screen if you're watching, and if you're looking at this later in video. If you're listening on audio podcast, please get a pencil and paper. I'm about to say it again. Okay, ready? 808-754-3787. Just type that in as the meeting ID. That is also our phone number. So you can go ahead and do that, and you're right in there. I know that some of you last night missed our session because the website was down. So gosh, I sincerely apologize for that. Don't worry. Come back on next week. We're going to do a review and get you all caught up so you won't miss anything, and share some more great stories of how your week has been going, okay? And of course, now let's do the props, right? So the Caring Caregiver Show is sponsored by Giver's Guides online magazine. Giver's Guides is your caregivers' guides to caregiving. It's written exclusively for caregivers, by caregivers, and from a caregiver's point of view. And I am the publisher of the magazine, and you all met Lonnie last week, who partners up with me at Give Me a Break here, and she also is the editor of the magazine. And we both write articles in there every week, but we have some amazing writers. We have Dr. Wu, who does the financial part. He writes a financial article. Wonderful Melinda, who writes her grief. She's a grief coach, and she writes mindful moments, and so many more. We have Raina Nisis, who writes an article that touches on the spiritual side of being a caregiver. And of course, Danette, who writes amazing articles to help us with her essential oils and how we can use those in our caregiving and in our recovery. And I just love her articles. They're so directed at not just the use of the essential oils, but mostly how we can cope on a day-to-day basis. So check it out. If you don't have a subscription, please go for it. Just go to giversguides.com, right there on the screen. And know that all of the profits go to support Give Me a Break. So this isn't a for-profit business. It's really more for you to get the resources and to get the education and to get the support that you need. All right. And we are celebrating. Oh, I didn't even do a sneaky peeky for you. Here we go. Let's do that. There's a sneaky peek of the current issue right now where we're celebrating Emotional Wellness Month. So, all the more reason to get your emotional wellness intact. Okay. And there we go. So it is episode 2 of season 13. Man, gosh, time just so flies. It just so flies. I can't believe it. You blink and it's all of a sudden it's another year. How did we go from now it's Halloween and we're already seeing Christmas things in the store and we haven't even put our costumes on yet. We went from Valentine's Day to Halloween and now it's Christmas. So time does fly, but I'm so excited that we are able to have this time together. There's so much going on this season, so don't miss a single show. Let's just get on with it. One of the best things that's happening this season is that we're partnering with Body and Brain Yoga Tai Chi, and they go beyond traditional methods, by offering a holistic approach, and they combine multiple Eastern disciplines. And so each week they're going to be here doing brain exercises. They were here last week, and Sharon is joining us today. So let's get ready to start your brains as I welcome Sharon. Aloha. Hi, how are you? There she is. Oh, I'm so happy to have you back. Last week was just amazing. So we're looking forward to it this week. So Sharon, take it away.
Okay, this week we're going to do more brain sensitizing. That's our step 1 in brain education. So we're going to start with tapping. So relax your fingers. I'm going to tap on the top of our head. So as you tap on the top of your head, really feel, the fingers tapping. Maybe we want to tap on the temples, which are always a little tense, and breathe out. So as you tap, use your breath to relax your body, tapping and breathing out. Let's tap back to the top of the head with the fingertips and tapping back behind your head, down to your occipital lobes, tapping, and breathing out. Okay, we're going to cup our hands now and then tap on our chest. And keep breathing out as you tap on the chest. You might notice, some tension here, tightness. Breathe it out. Okay, I'm going to take down my left hand, and with my right hand, I'm going to tap on my left shoulder. I'm going to lift my left hand up, palm facing the ceiling. I'm going to tap down to my palm, and then tapping on my palm, I'm going to turn my hand over, tapping the back of my arm all the way back up to my shoulder, and then turn your thumb up, tap down to the thumb, and then tap the pinky, tap up your arm, to your armpits. Our armpits don't get enough love. We have some lymph nodes here, and we say, I love my armpits. Tap down your side, coming back up to your chest with both hands. And then now we're going to repeat the same thing on the right arm. So tapping the shoulder with your left hand, tapping your right shoulder, and then palm up, tapping down your arm all the way to your palm, and then turn your hand over, tapping the back of your hand all the way back up to your shoulder, and then thumb up, tapping down your right arm to your thumb again, and then tap on your pinky, tapping up your arm, your elbow to your armpit. And here we pause for a moment to say, I love my armpits. Tap down your side and back up to your armpit, and then tapping on your chest again. And then now, beneath your rib cage on each side of your body, you have your stomach and spleen on this left side and liver side on the right side. So we say in Eastern practices, we hold our worry and anxiety on the left side, and then our anger and frustration on this right side. So as you tap here, if you have worry and anxiety or anger and frustration, breathe it out. Breathe out. Like drumming. Okay, and then we're going to tap down to our intestine area, lower abdomen. Breathing out. And then tapping on your hips. Feeling your hips. And then up here, lower area, the top part of your buttocks, and then tapping on the buttocks. Okay, and then tap down the back of your legs as far as you can go. Okay, if you can get all the way to the heel, good. You can bend your knees. And then tapping on the top of your feet, coming up your shins to your knees, to your thighs, back to the hips. And then tapping on the outsides, tapping down the outsides of your legs to your knees, all the way to the ankles, and then coming inside, tapping up your legs to the knees, all the way back up to the hips, and then tapping on the intestinal area again. This is your core. This is one of your body's energy centers. So really stimulating here. You can cup your hands and then make big circles, really bouncing here, bringing your mind and body together. So feel where you are tapping. Okay, and then we're gonna slowly stop, and then sweep down your body. So like you were dusting, and then now you gotta sweep all that dust off your body. So sweep all down your front, down your back, down the back of your legs, front of your legs. Sweep down. Okay, and then now we're gonna rub our hands together to make them hot. Okay, and then clap 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rubbing. Okay, and then you put your palms in front of your eyes and open your eyes wide. And then with your eyes, we're gonna do eye exercises. So look to the left, right, left, right, left, right. Look up and down, up, down, up, down. Circle your eyes to the left. 1, 2, 3, and to the right. 1. Making circles with your eyes. 3. And then rub your palms together and then sweep the energy over your face. And we say, I love my face. I love my beautiful face. And then sweep through your hair. I love my brain. Give the earlobes a tug. 1, 2, 3, pull. 1, 2, 3, pull. 1, 2, 3, pull. And then rubbing the front and back of your ears. Sweep off of your chin. Sweep around your neck. Sweep from your shoulder to your fingertip. Armpits to fingertips. Chest to abdomen, sweeping off your hips. We're going to rub our lower back and sweep down our legs. We're going to rub our kidneys and sweep down our legs. And then we're going to give ourselves a great big hug. And we're going to say, I love myself. Ready? I love myself. Really shaking. One more time. I love myself. And sweep down. Oh, that feels so good. Thank you so much for joining me today.
You are amazing, Sharon. Thank you so much. Before I let you go, I just want to ask you a quick question. So the tapping that you do, does that just loosen or release, or is that moving chi?
Yeah, so when we were tapping, we were following the meridian line. So we're following the meridian lines on the body, opening up the meridians, letting the energy flow. But you're also bringing your awareness into different parts of your body as you're tapping. So, if I say to feel your shoulder, it's very difficult to feel your shoulder. But if you tap and you feel your shoulder, then, I can really feel my shoulder now. And still, after tapping, I can feel, yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm enjoying this. I hope all of you caregivers are doing this and enjoying this as well. And for those of you that are listening on audio, go to the website and go back and watch the video when you have time so you can see what Sharon is doing visually, because this is such an amazing thing. And of course, if you're here in Hawaii, contact them through bodybrainyoga.com, and you can call them at 808-486-9642. Thank you so much for being here again, Sharon. Really appreciate it and love what you guys do. It's such a different and unique way to really release all of that from our bodies. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Bye. Oh my goodness. Is that just amazing? That is, I did some of it. I couldn't do all of it because I'm sitting in front of a microphone, but I did as much as I could, and I felt like I just feel energized, and it's such a great feeling. And I've had Such an awful morning dealing with some state agencies and things, although the people I talked to were amazing, just going through the paces. And I have so much worry and anxiety that I feel like it's just left my body. So caregivers definitely need to practice this. Again, it's body and brain yoga tai chi, body and brain, body N with the letter N, not and. So body N, letter N, brain.com, 808-486-9642. Thank you again. Just love that. It's so amazing and so wonderful. So, okay, that's it. You are all energized now. Let's bring on the first guest. This is the founder of Essentials for Peace and Balance and personal coaching specialist. This particular guest was actually one of the first guests on one of our original shows way back. And some of you, I don't know if any of you remember when it was Evan and Savvy, and we had this guest on and she was amazing then. And I can't believe I waited this long to have her. It was back in July of 2021. And so I'm so excited to bring back Cindy. Aloha, Cindy Cooley Brockway. Welcome.
Hello.
How are you?
Yes, I'm doing well. I'm doing even better since I did some of that tapping.
Yes, it was amazing. I can't believe you really do feel I probably can hear it in my voice. I think I need to bring myself down a couple of notches because it really did energize me. And I feel really, I don't know how else to express it. I feel positive.
Yes,
You know,
it
yeah.
does that for you. Yeah.
Yeah, so wonderful. So I know you have a caregiving story, and I ask everyone to share their caregiving story. So if you would just briefly share your caregiving story with our viewers.
All right. Yes, I would love to share my caregiving story. I have been a caregiver for a long time. I'm a wife, a mom, a granny of 12 kids, and my mom lives with us. And she's lived with us. She moved in about 6 years ago. So caregiving has really always been a part of my life. And even before my mom moved in, though, my career in education, I saw firsthand what the exhaustion and emotional strain that caregivers can face because I worked predominantly with children with multiple disabilities. And boy, whether it's in a professional setting or within the family,
Yeah.
these things can really take their toll on us, even on the good days. I mean,
Yes.
you can have good stress, and it's just one of those things. And so, with my own journey of figuring out how to manage these personal responsibilities while maintaining a career, it really opened my eyes up to the unique challenges that caregivers face. And, we often get to the point, and it's not intentional, but,
Right.
all of a sudden you wake up and you're feeling overwhelmed and isolated.
Yeah.
And that's true.
Yep.
That is just the facts. You might not want to admit it to anyone, but
Right.
your body knows it, and your mind and your spirit knows it.
Yeah.
So this is
Yeah,
what
that's
really,
why we kind of all put on that sort of front that we're okay, we're fine,
yes,
I'm okay, but we're really not, right?
right. We're
Yeah.
really not. And I call those sort of signs of silent burnout. Because you get to the point where you're not in full-blown burnout, but you start making excuses for why you can't do this or why you can't do that, and you just don't have that joy that you used to have when you first took on this responsibility and stuff.
Yeah.
So
And I
it
like that
can,
you said that. I like that you mentioned about burnout because I want to talk to you a little bit more about that in a second. So just tell me about Essentials for Peace and Balance. So what got you started there?
all right. Essentials for Peace and Balance is my Facebook community. And I've had it for a number of years. And I initially started out supporting people with natural health and wellness ideas, because I utilize essential oils as well.
Yes,
And
yes.
then it's kind of morphed over the years to where we focus a lot on giving people resources to reduce stress and reclaim their well-being. So there's all kinds of things I do in there. I have a monthly journaling session that we do virtually online in the group. We
Oh, I
also
love that.
Yeah, and we also have spotlight sessions just about every week where I spotlight a different modality that is helpful for
Mhm.
us caregivers and even those of us who are not caregivers.
Right.
And I really focus a lot on helping high achievers because it's the high achieving caregivers
Yeah.
that sometimes get themselves, to where they're walking a tightrope
Yep.
because they're so invested in what they're doing and they almost feel like they don't have the time to do this or do that for themselves. They just keep on going.
Yeah.
And that's when, silent burnout starts to get in there.
Yeah.
And my goal is really to help people to recognize those signs, to not, to release any guilt related to those
Yeah.
signs,
Yeah.
because we do feel guilty, don't we?
Yeah.
When we feel like we're not giving the best that we could to those who we're taking care of. And, or we are, and it's really taken a toll on us.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, I
So,
liked what you had said about there was a portion in when you sent me that blurb, and I isolated it because it just impacted me. And you said, "Stop feeding your guilt, resentment, and perfectionism that leads to," and this was the term that I loved, long-term burnout. Right.
yeah.
So sometimes we think, well, we have caregiver burnout. Then when we're no longer caregiving, we're not burnt out anymore. But that's not the case.
No, it's definitely not. And, like I mentioned earlier, with me having so many years working in a high needs classroom, when I retired in 2020, it took me a good 3 or 4 years to
Yeah.
recover.
Yeah.
And it's because I didn't take care of myself as well as I should have when but I started doing it, the last couple years, I started saying, okay, this isn't going to cut it. So
Yeah.
you need to step back a little bit and take care of yourself. And that's when I really started the Facebook community.
Mm.
And I was learning and growing right along with the people in the group. We have over 1,000 people in there now. So it's pretty exciting. And it's really a supportive space for caregivers and high achievers where they can connect and share their experiences. So I'd love to have anyone who's listening that's interested. They're welcome to join us in that
Yeah, join
community.
your Facebook page.
Yeah,
And the Facebook page is actually called Essentials for Peace and Balance as well.
right.
So it's super easy to find.
Yeah, yes, it certainly is.
Yes. Yeah. And so then you can always find out more information as well. But I love that you recognize those things. And I love that you help to coach people as well. And especially with your heart to caregiving, because that's, I think it's so funny that we never think as caregivers that we need that support or that we need anyone, coaching us or telling us what we need to do. But in all honesty, you've given everything else up and you've put yourself so far last that if you don't have someone that helps to coach you along and say, you can do this, you might not even get up halfway, right? So you need all the help and all the support that you can get, caregivers, and definitely get on Cindy's Facebook page, because I know there's a lot there and I see it all the time. It comes up on my page as well. And I'm not as active as I'd like to be on social media, but I do check it and I see some of the most positive statements that come from you when you're posting, and I just really enjoy them, and I know that our caregivers will as well. So yeah, thank you for that. Anything else you want to share with our caregivers today, Cindy?
Nothing other than just remember, like you said, that taking care of yourself is just as important as those that you take care of.
Yeah.
And we're here to help you do that. And, I do have a free resource. It's called the Zen Pathways Guide. And it really helps people to go through. It's got some journaling, some affirmations, some scripture verses, and it doesn't cost a thing. And it just gives you a little bit of a routine that you can put in place to nurture your self.
That's nice.
Day. So that's something that they're welcome to have as well.
Oh, I love that. And so you can get in touch with Cindy really easily. And I've got links in the comments. So I will actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go there right now and I'm going to, oh, where'd it go? All right, maybe I didn't. I lied again. I will get that back in the comments. It is disappeared. Oh, I know why. Never mind. Okay, so I will get that in the comments. In fact, I have it right here. Look here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to do it right now, because if you don't carpe diem nowadays, when you get to my age, it's a forget thing. So yes. So I just copy pasted and put that all in the comments. If you are on a platform, you will see it. And so there's also a few links in there, which are great, because in those links, you will be able to contact Cindy. She has a getting to know you link, and she also has a self-expansion inquiry call that you can do, and you can schedule a consult. And that's not going to cost you anything. You can do that free and just talk with her and know that you have someone else in your corner, caregivers, and somebody who's been there and gets it, right? That's the whole thing. We're all community.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited to talk to you again, and I'm so excited to see you here. And I just shut my window. There we go. And have you back on the show. And I'm just going to have you back on more often. So
I would love
we
that.
need to keep in touch and not let 3 years go by. Just like that.
I know, just like that.
Right? I know. But thank you again, and it's been great talking to you. And I just love what you do, and thank you for everything you do for everyone, and especially for caregivers. Aloha.
You're welcome. Aloha.
Okay, there we go. Wow, that was so amazing. She's got such a great heart. And, it takes the heart of a caregiver to get what you're going through, people. So know that that's who we always bring on the show. And if you need any of those links again, if you didn't get them in the comments, I put them in the comments to whatever platform you may be watching on. And if you didn't get there and you need those links, just send us an email at info@gab808.org or text us at 808-754-3787, and I will text the link to you. So you'll have those, no problem. All right, great. So, So with all of that wonderful, gosh, we had the smacking of our bodies and that brain and exercises and yoga, which was amazing. And we've had our wonderful guests so far with the positivity that Cindy brings. Are you feeling empowered? You should feel empowered. But if you're not and you need more, guess what? I know, what a lead in. How was that for a lead in, you guys? With the Empowering series continuing, we are going to our third presentation, and that will be tonight. That's the 9th of October, Wednesday night at 8 p.m. tonight. And that is the third part of our series, Lonnie's portion, called Lonnie Almanza. She'll be doing A Caregiver's Ikigai. Now, if you don't know what Ikigai is, find out tonight. And we'll be streaming it on all of our platforms again. So if you already registered, of course, you can simply use that link that we emailed to you. And if not, just get onto one of our social media platforms or the one you're watching this on now live, and you'll be able to see the presentation tonight at 8 p.m. That's Hawaii Standard Time. And then, of course, our final presentation will be on, I think it's Saturday or Sunday. We'll be on Sunday, this coming Sunday, and that'll be at 2 p.m. And that I'm going to be doing live. So that will not be a pre-recorded. That will be a live one. So that will be the final Empowering Caregivers presentation for this series. I hope you all enjoyed it, and know that, of course, it's being recorded and it will be available later on our website when our website comes back on. Okay. Now, each year, some of you may know, I know very well but the Medicare has an open enrollment period. And it goes from October 15th to December 7th. So what's the Medicare open enrollment period? What is that? Well, our next guest can answer that. So please welcome Leilani Sullivan, who's a licensed sales agent, and also she's with Premier Benefit Consultants, and she's also the host of Care for Kupuna, Care with a K, and she does a wonderful podcast. And so, aloha, Leilani, welcome.
Plus Savvy. Thank you for having me again.
Yeah, I'm so happy to have you here. And I'm going to bring you on just before every open enrollment because it is very important, right? And I know you've told your caregiving story before, but if you want to briefly talk about it, you can.
I will. Thank you. Wow, I was drawn to this program and so thankful that we connected, Savvy, because I all of a sudden became a caregiver, part-time caregiver, taking care of my parents. And you don't realize the time and energy that caregivers give for loved ones until you become a caregiver yourself.
I know.
Yeah, and last year I was so emotional when I was in the show because I had lost my mom just recently when I came on the show, and I was very emotional. I cried on the show.
Yeah.
And earlier this year, I lost my dad. So what gave me a sense of peace was knowing that they're now together and they're dancing up there. So
yeah.
Even though I was sad, I thought, I was so happy for both of them.
Yeah. Well, my father passed too, and I know how that feels. And of course, my mother's as everyone knows, is in her final stage of dementia, and had a little bit of a scare with her about a week ago. And I literally looked up to the heavens and said to my dad, "Okay, Dad, stop playing poker with all your buddies and come get Mom so you guys can dance together." And it was so funny that you said that because I said, "Come and get Mom. She needs to get away. She needs to be dancing with you." And it's so funny that you said that. You just touched my heart. But yes, It's so hard to go through that. And my heart to you and your family.
Thank you. So I have a higher level of respect for all of you caregivers out there who do this full time, because it was a stressful time for me and the family trying to figure out how to coordinate their care. So I believe in this organization, Savvy. So I'm so grateful for you. This experience gives me the knowledge to share with with other families and friends who are going through the same, with their loved ones. And actually, some of my clients ask me some of the questions that now I know the answers to when it comes to taking care of, someone who needs that long-term care or insurance that's, needs to cover. So, yeah.
And I can't even emphasize, and I know we're going to talk about answering the question, but I cannot emphasize enough the need for long-term care. We'll definitely touch on that later. But so just to answer my question, what is Medicare open enrollment? What does that mean? What is that?
Medicare. So every year, this is the opportunity for people to review their current plan. The insurance companies, some of my clients don't even look at it, but this is the time that you should review the current plan and see what changes are going to happen for next year.
But why, Leilani? My plan's just fine. I don't need review. Why got to review? What happened? I don't know. Everything's good, right?
Well, every year it changes, and
that's right.
It's the insurance company, yes. And of all of the changes, of all of the years that Medicare has been around, 2025 is going to be one of the biggest change that the Medicare beneficiaries will go through because of what is called the Inflation Reduction Act. And this will impact Medicare recipients throughout the nation. It's not just the Hawaii thing. So it will change. It's significant changes. And, if you heard of the donut hole when it comes to prescription drugs, there's no longer a donut hole next year. So even with that bit, people who are on really expensive drugs will now be saving more money next year. So that's a good thing.
Right. I know. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah. But on the other hand, because of this benefit, other plans may increase their premiums, decrease their benefits. So make sure if you do have a Medicare plan, or if you know someone and you're helping them out, review the plans for 2025, because you might want to either change plans or understand what the changes are for your current plan.
Yeah, I think that's so important because, with any kind of a legal document, for instance, a lot of times people go, "Oh, yeah, I have a will, I have a power of attorney," but you need to update those every year. And Medicare gives you an opportunity to update something that's so vital for you, which is your health coverage. And you need to make sure that you have everything you need, because goodness knows if something happens to you and you didn't take advantage of this time to review it, That's not something you can go back and say, well, I don't know, don't. We're telling you right now, caregivers, for those you care for, make sure they have that review. Make sure they get that review done. Talk to Leilani; she'll help you out. And if not, then if you're on Medicare yourself too. So I just signed up, so that shows my age. And I'm going to make sure that during this open enrollment, I find out. I just signed up. I can't even remember. It's only been like a month or so. But I'm going to make sure that this review, I'm going to get reviewed. Even though I just did, I'm going to review it. I'm going to have it reviewed because I don't want to have something happen and you don't have everything right and correct in your coverage. So I think it's super important. And that's, Leilani's so wonderful. And you see her, she's so kind. She's so good-hearted. And so what a wonderful person to help you and walk you through this, right? And then long-term care, let's just touch on that. I'm sorry, was there something else you wanted to say about Medicare? Don't let me cut you off now. You can just smoke me.
No, I also wanted to say that, if you're currently working with an agent, there's no consultation fee. So, we don't charge for our services. Take advantage of the free resource that you have out there. I do represent all of the Medicare Advantage plans in the state, so I can provide that unbiased advice. If you needed to review multiple plans, I can help you with that. And again, there are many changes next year, so make sure you understand what the changes are.
Yeah, be ready. And let's just touch on long-term care really quick, because I'm telling you, I'm going through everything I'm going through right now. And I've basically been crying every day, and everyone knows me. I am a strong person. I do not cry. I am crying out of frustration. And I have been just about doing that every day these past 3 weeks, going through everything I'm going through because my parents did not have long-term care insurance. Mm-hmm. And I'm having to deal with Medicaid and all of these other, trying to find a home for her, and my mother has to be moved. And it's just been, for a caregiver who's already tapped, this is a tough thing. So I've got my long-term care insurance. It's like, I'm not going to put somebody through this, and you shouldn't either. And so just give us a little bit of a highlight why that's important. I can tell you why it's important, but I want Leilani to just emphasize that to you guys.
Yeah, Savvy, it's you mentioned what I was just thinking too. Going through this with my parents, that conversation came up about long-term care. It's really important because then, the financial stress, just the coordination of care, and the shortage of help out there. It's important to plan this, ahead of time. For those of you who are taking care of, elderly parents, and if they do qualify for Medicaid, it's a lot of paperwork. Make sure you have all of the records, in place, because we had to pull up financials and, trying to get the doctors to verify. So it's a lot of paperwork and administrative tasks to get it through. But if you have all of that information in place, organized, and just the planning itself to even start that conversation, it's a good start, because you don't want to end up, having to deal with this. It's really something that I truly learned from going through this with my parents.
And selling your home, your family home, shouldn't be the option. It should not be the option. If you get a long-term care insurance plan, for those of you who are still younger too, in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, get it now. Get it now. You may not think you need it. Trust me, you do. And have it in place, because we all have this eventuality, and we're all going to need to be cared for. And you don't want everything you've worked your whole life for to be the one thing that's going to get spent on care for you when you're going away. And if you have this long-term care insurance, it makes all the difference. It makes all the difference. You spent your whole life having medical insurance. Why wouldn't you do this? It's such a no-brainer, right? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to pitch to you people. I've just had a hell of a 3 weeks.
I understand.
I am now an advocate.
Yes.
And I'm sure you've heard these stories before, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it was a learning experience, and it became the topic of conversation. Like, hey, this is what we need to think about ourselves. We don't want to put
Yeah.
that burden on our kids or, family. And so it's definitely something that we should think about for our
Yeah.
future.
Yeah, absolutely. And there, and just like Leilani had said, there are a lot of agents out there, and if you already have an agent, just talk with them. But if you don't, and you don't know what to do, or even if you just have questions, Leilani is available, and she's wonderful about it, and she can help guide you and give you answers. And you're going to know that this is somebody who gets what's going on with caregiving and who gets where your headspace is, and so can be a little more patient with that. So you just have such a great heart. And so I'm glad you're on the show today, and I'm glad we got to talk about this.
Thank you, Savvy.
Anything else you want to share? Do you want to talk about Care for Kupuna a little bit?
I was just to do a shameless plug of Care for Kupuna. We just started that in February, and it was something that my coworker and I, Trina Simeona, we decided that, there's not enough resources out there for our seniors. And so we decided, hey, why don't we start a podcast? It's a quick 10-minute episode every week that changes every week. We provide information on what's available for our kupuna, our seniors, tips on how to live a healthy and, vibrant life. And we have guest speakers on too. We had Savvy and Lonnie on the show.
Yep.
So, any information that we can share and help the community is what we strive for this podcast. And we're having fun at the same time. So
yeah, I love you. You both have such a great spirit, and you have such great, chemistry together. And I love that it's Care for Kupuna, because again, I want to remind you guys of that statistic. It's not just 50% of caregivers that are going to pass before the one they're caring for, but if you're 70 and older, 70% of you will not survive your caregiving journey. And so taking care of kupuna is a very big, that includes caregivers. Most of the kupuna are. A lot of you kupuna are caring for your grandkids, and so you're a caregiver. Don't forget that. You're not just helping out. You're a caregiver, and you're at risk. So Care for Kupuna is a great podcast, and that you can get a quick 10 minutes of a resource of something. And you guys are so good. You smile and you have such great happy energy. And so if anything, it's going to fill you with so much positivity just in that moment. So thank you for what you do, and thank you for your podcast, and for everything you do with Medicare and Medicaid, and with long-term insurance, and everything you do with Premier Benefit. So thank you for that. And it's Premier Benefit Consultants, and I want to get that right. Yes. So thanks so much, Leilani, and thanks for coming on. Aloha.
Aloha.
Yes. Okay, so you guys, you can contact Leilani, 808-478-1137. Again, get your pen and paper, pencil and paper ready. Nobody uses pencils anymore, huh? 808-478-1137. And you can contact her, and also at PCB Hawaii Lonnie.com. So her information, again, just let us know. It's on screen. Those of you who are listening later, just contact us and I'll get that information to you. Absolutely connect you with Leilani. Thank you, especially again, for guiding us through this whole experience with such great heart. And again, my love and heart to you for you and your family. Okay, I want to thank all of our guests today and remind you that this show is brought to you by Give Me a Break, and it is sponsored by Giver's Guides. So in other words, Giver's Guides online magazine pays the bills. So get that subscription, keep them coming. We need those to keep paying our bills and keep this show coming to you and providing you with resources and connecting you to that community, and also with your wellness and survival as the goal. Season 13 is already starting out great, and I'm so excited about it. I think it's ironic that we launched season 13, that's right, the number 13, in October, which is the Halloween month. So I love that, and I'm so excited that Halloween is coming, and so much more amazing resources and stories coming your way next week as well. You don't want to miss a single show. So put a calendar reminder. on your phones right now. Every Wednesday at noon, the Caring Caregiver Show, and just put CCS, the Caring Caregiver Show. You don't want to miss it. And of course, if you do miss our live, don't worry. You can always go back on any platform and scroll back and look and go to our page or go to our web, our social media platform, and you can always watch the show again. And you can also, in about a week from now, you'll be able to hear this episode on podcast. So it'll be available on podcast, on Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, Google, any platform that you use. Just type in Caring Caregiver Show or go to our website, caringcaregivershow.com, and you can see the video or the audio version of it and listen to it right there on any device. Don't forget that in about a month from now on Olelo TV 53, they'll be showing presenting our shows as well. And if you're hooked onto our Facebook page, and you should be, if you're not, follow us, join us, follow, subscribe, all of that. We really can. The more viewers we get, the more caregivers we contact. So if you go onto our Facebook page, just check it out. All of the show times will be posted there for Olelo TV as well. But just whatever you do, caregivers, don't isolate. Don't do it. It's not worth it. You don't need to. You shouldn't have to. And you can stay connected. Stay connected with us. Stay connected to your community of caregivers. All right? We're right here, and we're here for you all the time. Don't forget, Tuesday evenings at 8 p.m., join us online. Just hook up your Zoom, put it on, get the app on your phone, tap on, type meeting ID 808-754-3787, and join us. In the meantime, remember to breathe. Take a deep breath. And here's hoping that you're finding more joy in your caregiving every week right here on the Caring Caregiver Show. Thanks for tuning in, and please always be kind to you and anyone else who's caring. Aloha, everyone. Have a great day.